Dear student, welcome to the Polito Open Days. Today we are speaking about the master degree in building engineering, and I will present to you a short overview of the main point and the main characteristic of these courses, as well as the strength of the studies that you will approach thanks this course. That it is absolutely a new course. It is the first year that it will start. First of all, let me tell you that if you have some question, you can write them in the chat, so I can stop my presentation in order to answer you, or just to wait at the end of the presentation in order to answer in general to your question later. So now I want to present myself. My name is Anna Osello, and I'm a full professor of drawing, and also I am the coordinator of the building engineer courses since 2018. And at Polito, I work with a research group that you will learn to, and you will meet them if you will attend our courses. So the main point of the presentation of our degree courses is that we decided to invest our teaching activity starting from a very important question at this time, that it is the climate change. And starting from this point, we decided to organize a course that help you to become engineer, are able to work on design, on refurbishment, and also in maintenance of the existing assets. Why we decided to focus on existing assets? Because as you know, Europe, but in general all the world, we have a built asset that it is very important, sometimes historical, sometimes more recent built, but really very important for the history of our countries. And to learn to work on this existing building or city, it is really very important to help our countries to improve the quality of the life of their inhabitants, as well as to transform the building and the city using new technologies. So a very important point of our courses will be to introduce innovation in your project, starting from the knowledge of the built heritage, and every time pay attention to the sustainable proposals. And for this reason, we just try to summarize in this picture that starting from the time we have to consider several points that we have to link all together. And for this reason, interdisciplinary is another key point of our courses. But going to in depth, which kind of courses we have in master building engineer courses? As I told you before, starting from climate change, we organize a path that it is in Italian, that it is about the resilience of built heritage. This is all in Italian, with Italian courses, and it will focus its attention to the city and the district scale. Instead, we have full course in English that it is dedicated to the green buildings. And this choice is very important in order to allow to work with the other university around the world that focus their attention to green buildings and smart buildings and so on. And this allows us to sign several learning agreements with the best university around the world in order to allow you to attend the Erasmus project and to move during the second year of the course in other university. So based on these two paths, just a short presentation of the first one, that it is in Italian, Resilience of the Built Heritage, where we focus our attention in smart building district, realizing a digital twin of this smart district, pay attention to different data sources, that arrive from different domain, and that link IoT and security, safety for people that live in some part of our country and our world. So in this case, we focus attention on earthquakes, landslide, floods, and fire in general, in order to learn to prevent the effect that this kind of event can have in our city, in our district, in order to improve the safety of the life of people that live in this kind of country. And so this is the main point. The realization of a digital twin that is able to receive all information from the different data sources that we can have, and that we can receive from historical research, from literature and so on, but as well as from IoT and the most innovative technology that are available on the shelf. Based on this, we organize the course that has a first year that with all compulsory courses that starting from the knowledge of the built heritage, we focus later in the theory of the structure, and especially on the an integrated approach in the design process, strictly linked with the seismic engineer, in order to guarantee the safety, as I told you before. And then for sure we will focus also in geotechnical design and in the economical evaluation of the transformation of the city, based on the project that you will be able to do at the end of the courses. also managing the construction management of the entire process. This is the first year, and all courses are compulsory. Then there is a second year that it is like free. So you decide which kind of courses you want to attend, selected them from specific courses for building engineer, or free credits that are completely different courses that can be in Italian or in English. Then we have three important experience that you can do as students. The first one is a challenge or academy and so on. That means to work in interdisciplinary team in order to have experience in a specific topic that are required from the industry. So the industry asks to our student new idea in order to develop or to solve a specific problem, and this can be do in a challenge or academy, and this kind of experience. And then you have also the opportunity to have internship, working in the industry, and in this case, every time, in this case, normally at the end of the internship, a lot of industry ask you to stay with them in order to work with them. So what we try to do with our courses is to set a first year with the basic point, the main concept that you have to learn in order to be the engineer that we want for these courses. And then the second year, that you decide which kind of engineer you can you want to become during your work, your job, and selecting specific courses. Mayank, I answer you later, okay? And at the end, so this is about the resilience course. Now we are going to focus on green building. As you can imagine, green building, the goal is really very clear. In this case, we are going to work on the realization of a digital twin at building scale, again receiving information about the building from different data sources, and in order to realize it or to transform existing building in smart building, in order to reduce the energy consumption, using also the most innovative technology that are, for instance, IoT or new technology for the retrofit of the building. And in this case, the focus will be at the building scale, but also pay attention to the knowledge of the city or the district where your building is, because you can design a new building, or you can't retrofit an existing building without paying attention to the context where it will be realized. Okay, based on this, at the end of the green building course, you will be really very able to use different technology with a correct methodology in order to retrofit existing building and to transform them in a smart building, in order to demolish, if necessary, existing building, in order to design a new building, a green building, a smart building, and so on, or complete some existing building with a new part of the building. Every time pay attention to energy saving and the use of new technology to target this goal. The course is organized in a similar way that I show you for resilience of built heritage. So we have the first year that it is with all courses that are compulsory, and again in this case you will start from the knowledge of the built heritage and from the structural theory that you have to apply in the design process. About the design process, the methodology will be an integrated way for the realization of sustainable building. Pay attention in this case on the energy performance and indoor environment quality of the building that you are working on, and then you will integrate this part of the project with the green water for sustainable building and structural design and project and site management, in order to learn all the point that you have to consider when you are and you will be an engineer, and you will be involved in interdisciplinary team to transform existing building in smart green building. So this is the base point of the activity, and during all the year of the courses, all courses will work together on a practice that will be the development of a specific project, where each courses add some part, specific part, in order to create the complete project as required for an engineer. And the second year, again, as in the same way than the other course, the other path, will be free, using building engineer courses or free credits. You have a long list of courses where you can select what is your preference, or what you really love in order to work in the future. And again, also in this case, you have the opportunity to attend challenge and internship in order to improve your ability to work with the not just at university level, but with an industrial approach. Okay, that's fine. Based on this, the engineer that we will have at the end of the course, it will be an engineer that will be will have an awareness of the complexity of the project, because the complexity of the project is not it doesn't depend on the dimension of the project, but it depends on the context and also on the target that you fix at the beginning of the project. So to be able or to be aware of the complexity of the project will help you to learn a methodology that will allow you to solve each kind of problem in the future, working with your colleagues in different projects. And as we introduce in these pictures, for instance, you will learn to manage the construction phase. You will use the most innovative technology for the design process, like building information modeling and the virtual and augmented reality, in order to communicate the information. And this is a diagram that allow you to understand the complexity of the data sources based on the use cases and the tools that can be used. So the process, the workflow that you have to learn for each project depends on the methodology that you will learn during these courses. And this is the very important part of these new courses, both in resilience of the built heritage and green building. And this is also I can say this is a characteristic of our Politecnico di Torino, that pay attention to the theory but also to the practice, and link together in order to guarantee the best methodology that is possible for an engineer. At the end of the course, so based on this, at the end of the course, you will be able to do everything. The concept "I can't do it" is not it's not possible for an engineer that will study at Politecnico di Torino, because thanks to the methodology that you will learn during the courses, you can do it for each kind of the project and each kind of problem that you have to solve. And especially a very important thing is that you will learn also, you will be at the end of the course, you will be a professional person able to do new things, and not just repeating what the previously generation did. So you will learn from the history, but every time you will add some innovation design solution based on new material, based on new technologies, based on new methodology, and or new tools that you have to use. But every time in each project you have to add something new in order to innovate your skills. And at the end of the course, you can decide to go to work. That it is the main point, key point that you study for, or you can continue to study with some specific postgraduate master courses in order to focus on some specific field, or you can continue to study for several years with a PhD, focusing on a research topic that you want to develop. In this case, one of the main points of Politecnico is that a lot of PhD fellowship are paid by the private company that want to invest in research and development for the 3 years of the PhD, and then at the end of the course, normally the company for sure ask you to continue to work with them. And this is another good opportunity to study or to go in depth or to develop new methodology or new technologies for something that it is really interesting for you and for professor that you will meet during the courses. Which are the strengths of the studies? We saw a lot on this, and we decided to summarize the strengths in 5 keywords, simple to be learn and memorize from you. The first one is that you have to know the tradition. Then you have to approach every time each project, pay attention to the innovation, and tradition and innovation must be based on the knowledge of what happened around you in the world, in the history, in your time, and what you can imagine that will happen in the future. So the knowledge is another key point. The other one, very, very important, is interdisciplinary. So you have to work, a lot of courses will be interdisciplinary. But what you have really to learn is to work on an interdisciplinary way in order to be able to work with the ICT expert, architects, structural engineer, geotechnical engineer, so specific engineer, energetic engineer, that work all together. And normally your ability to work with the interdisciplinary way open your mind, and you will be able to manage all the other professional people involved in the project, thanks the ability that you learn during the courses. And at the end, last but not least keyword that it is essential to approach our courses is passion. You need the passion because every time you will have to work a lot based on several things, and so passion is essential also to be every time happy for the work that you have to do. So based on this, what I'm going to conclude our presentation telling you that the future depends on what you do today. So what you decide today will influence your future. And we are here in order to help you to realize your dream, because to have a dream for your job is really very important. So thank you for your attention. Now there is a question. Mayank, expected mom September intake is possible or not? Sorry, I don't understand completely your question. Intake. Are you asking, Maya, are you asking me if you can start in September your courses? Maybe Maurizio, you can help me to answer this question.
I can't understand it because probably she's telling about.
Maybe Maya, can you write again your question in a different way?
Is still there, Mayank?
Because I really don't understand. What do you want to do in September?
Maybe she asked if she can come to Turin in September.
Maybe if this is the point, no, next year all courses will be online due to COVID, and so you don't require a visa to come to Italy for the next year. Then we will see as soon as possible. COVID will stop. Yes, thank you, Maurizio. I forgot to tell you that if we haven't time or you don't want to ask here in the chat some question, you can write me an email. My address is anna.osello@polito.it. You can write me your question, and we decide if we need to organize a Skype call in order to speak together, because with this tool we can chat, and maybe it is not enough. Sometimes it's better to work also because there are many people, so we can